Good afternoon, everybody. Tuesday again, 2 o'clock, and here's our next tile, number 482. So what have I done here to start with? I've got a regular cream tile, and I've used a couple of my Cosmic Shimmer colour clouds. There you go, Bright Sunshine and Scarlet Woman. I think the Bright Sunshine's not happening today. We've actually got a heater on in here. So what have I done with it? I've actually swirled the red around and then put the yellow in. Loads of water, and I've let a load of salt on the top and let it dry naturally. So it's something a little bit different, isn't it? You can actually direct inks where you want them rather than just sort of splatting it around the edges if you want to. So if we're ready, we're going to make a start. Pen, pencil, tortillon at the ready. Coloured pencils, of course. And I'm going to come in first of all with my pencil, and I am going to use my red ruler because I want to use one of the circles. If you haven't got one though, please don't worry about it. You can do it freehand. So here we go. I'm going to start lightly putting a line across diagonally like so. That's our first port of call. Next bit then, I'm going to use the flat end because I want to sort of come in between and give myself a vertical line that way. See, I've lined it up, look, with the bottom there. And the next one, same kind of thing. So I've got, there you go, crosses all the way around it. So I'm going to come in with my pen. Oh, Lorraine, happy birthday. Well, it's Leslie's soon. So, yeah, she's an October. There you go. I'm going to put myself, it says actually a circle in the middle because I've used 1, 2, 3, third one down there. So it is actually, if you really wanted to measure, it's about 1.5 centimetres, something like that. Okay. So I'm just going to go back to pencil for a moment. Let's go in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to start on the diagonals. So I'm going to sort of imagine that it was in 4. Okay. Might put that in, might need it later. So in half, and then half again, you see? Same on the next diagonal, in half, and then half again. Next diagonal, in half, and then half again. About, okay? So in with pen, and it doesn't matter which one I start on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for that point going to this line here with a bit of a curve. Like that. And I'm going to do the same thing that way. So I've got that shape. Oh, Rose, you in the car park again? They're going to be talking about you. Wow, you're going to get a name for yourself. Oh, Kath, did you get one? Hobby maker, Leslie. Sarah's packing at the minute, and Kane has actually signed his board, and so Sarah's got that. It's going to go into somebody's parcel. Don't know whose, but it's going to go into somebody's. Okay, let's have a look at this pattern then. So I'm going to start by putting a line in the middle, and I'm going to come down and down. Let's do that again. Line across there, look, and then I'm coming down. So I'm still following that diagonal line, giving me a little bit of guidance that way and that way. Next one. Way along there and along there. Okay, so I'm going to go in a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing here, because what I want to do now is I'm going to come down a little bit further, and then I'm going to do the same again, look. And the next one, line across. That tie-dye does look good, doesn't it, with that salt? Quite pleased with how that's turned out. Hello, Angela. It has been ages. Nice to sort of have you aboard. And the next one. And along. And along. So we've got that. So let's do that again. Another one. Along. And again. Log, straighten that up a bit. Next one, log, next one. And in. Okay, I reckon we can get another one. Now, depending on how you've done yours, you might get one more, you might not. So, see how you feel and how your space is moving along. If you can get one in. And last one. Of course, it's keeping up now with the tile every day, isn't it? Because we're going to be doing that. We've already done 2 of those. Gosh, time's flying already. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, Wendy, how rude. Fancy nicking your salt for cooking. Middle look. Side and side. So I'm splitting my space up again. Do we use salt for cooking? I don't know. I'd go and nick it back, Wendy. Or just nick the table salt. That's what I tend to do. Okay, so we've got that kind of thing in. Let's have a look. I'm going to start then with not this first one, this one here, so wherever the middle was, and I'm going to join this one to this one, and then to there. Okay. Oh, no more, and it looks great, doesn't it, this background? I like how it's got the colour swirls. Just how I applied it to the cardstock, really. And the next one. See? Okay. So let's have a look at this one then. I want to do a little bit of a shape there. So I might as well do it there as well. And turn it round. There as well. And there as well. Right. So then I'm going to do the same kind of design that I did earlier. So I'm going to turn it this way. I think drawing my lines vertically always feels a bit better for me. So see, vertical line. Then I'm going to come in and in. Okay, so I've got 1, 2 plus the middle one. Yeah, they are. Do look a little bit pineapple-y, don't they? So here we go. So there's my 1. So then I've got a row, you see? Always coming back to that point. So there's second. And then the next one gives me a similar pattern to that one, you see? Next one. So there goes my centre point. And I'm turning it round because I find it easy to draw those. Battenberg cake, I haven't had any of that in years. They don't do decent gluten-free cakes. Not in Morrison's anyway. I know, it always comes down to cake, doesn't it? Always. Or chocolates or something. It's always food. Okay. And again, one more. Oh, Wendy, do you? I think you should treat yourself. Okay. There's that one then. So let's have a look at our next little piece. So you see where we've sort of ended this pattern here? That's where I'm going to take my next point of call. So I'm going to come up here. You see, and down there. Might as well do this one whilst I'm in place. So again, see, I'm going to the next point, but I'm using the edge of that shape to give me that shape. And this one. And this one. See how it's growing? Okay. So this time, you see I've got a point here. I'm going to sort of come in a little bit, so maybe so far up and put myself a shape in. So far up, going to the point and down. And so far up and round. And so far up. See, I'm getting a similar kind of pattern there. All right. So let's look at these ones. I'm going to change slightly. We've got this pattern here, so I'm going to bring it in there as well. I'll do that on all four. Into the next one. And that one. Okay. So then I'm going to stick with that point, but I'm going to come in and do 1, 2 lines. 1, 2 lines. So I'll repeat that at the bottom there. Going to the point. And turn it round. 1 and 2 lines. You could do this with one of your frames, couldn't you? So you could turn this into any shape you wanted to. Sometimes it's nice to do freehand, but I know some of you out there do like your grids. Okay, let's put some bubbles inside this one. So start with the middle, and then I can get one either side, maybe a little one at the end. And I'm going to put bubbles down the sides as well. See, back in the middle, get one either side. Any of those little gaps, I'm going to put a bubble in. Same with this one. Bubbles in, and if you can around there, and same with this one. And any gaps, sort of putting a bubble in. So again, coming back to these now, I'm going to put bubbles in there, and into this one, this one. Grows pretty quickly, doesn't it, when you think about it? Just a few lines, a few strokes. Look what we've got already. Okay, so let's go back to this pattern now, this shape here. And I want to put in a line close to the edge, all the way round, like that. So I'm going to work from one to the other, a little bit at a time. So one side, then the other. Same with this one. One side. I'm a viv, I didn't realise I was going a bit quick. Perhaps Chris might have to edit it and speed it up. Maybe he'll just put it on like this and have done with. Oh dear me. Look at that. I'm going to add an extra line here. I'm going to just thicken it up there a bit. Looks like it's going underneath, doesn't it? I think this one is just kind of flowing. So it's naturally kind of moving along. And it's sort of similar to my sort of prepped tile, but not quite. I think it's just got a bit of a life of its own today. Yeah, Chris. What are you all saying? All right, shall we have a look? We've got another point. And we've got another reference that we can work from. So from there to there. And there to there. I feel like I need to slow down now, but I'm sort of in that mode. Perhaps I'm trying to get a full tile into a tiny tile's timing. And then that one. There we go. And where's that going? To there. All right. Just checking. So far, so good. So what's going to go in this one? I'm going to come back to that original pattern, which is that shape there. And back to the line. Pattern. Back to the line. You see, each time. Down. I kind of like 3. I'm going to stick with 3 there. And then if I turn it round, same again, look, line. Put my shape in. Line. There's my shape. One more. Line. Next one. There we go. Line. And the next one. And one more. Here we go. Same again. It's very big on muscle memory, this one, isn't it? And I think you're going to get into the swing of it. This is going to be like your new tangle filler, I reckon. Something you're going to come back to because you like the look of it. Look at that. Okay. So for now, I'm going to rub out the pencil marks. Certainly in the middle. I don't particularly need them now. And off we go. So each one, just make sure your pen's dry, of course. See, the nice thing as well about those colour clouds, look, is because I've used salt and things, it's staying put, isn't it? We're not fading in any way. Okay, see a little bit there. Let's get rid of that. All right, so I'm going to come in now for a little bit with my brush pen. So I need it to be a little thicker than your regular 03. And you see these little gaps in between these shapes here. I want to come in and fill them in. So we want a little bit of drama in it now. We're going to kind of fill those sections. See? So might as well do this one at the same time. Everything to make life easier. And for that, look, I am going to come down and do that bottom bit. Same there. This is where inking a tile makes it look really good because of the background now. And all that colour stays in. It saves you a job for later because it means it's already done. There we go. See how that just sort of fits in as we go. There we are, just taking your time with it. I say use a thicker pen because you don't want your 03 to sort of use all this ink up. And to the next bit. See, just kind of filling it in, but this, I'm not filling that bottom section in. See, look, same that side. So let's do the same again. You know, if you forget sometimes where you're going to add your black pen, you could always put a pencil across, and then you know that you're going to be doing just that bit and not all the others. Because sometimes I've been sort of doing this, I get really carried away, and before you know it, I've filled in the bits I didn't want to. And then you've got to stick with it, whether you like it or not. It's one way of doing it anyway. Okay. Oh, we're on to sweets now, are we? Woolworths. A friend of my dad's used to work in Woolworths on like the cigarette kind of stand. I think her name was Jean. I think he worked with her husband, and they moved back from New Zealand. That's a long time ago. Oh, a long time ago. There you are. See, just adding those bits in. Now on the bottom bit, look, I did go in and do that section, so let's do that as well. Okay. Let's have a little look at that. Look at that. Okay. Got these two that have, or four that I've got to do now as well, being that we've done this kind of thing with all the others. I'm going to put those in like so and fill that in. And the next one. You see, just sort of taking my time. You can always neaten it up if you need to at this point as well. It's looking a little bit exotic, isn't it? I think these extra bits and pieces and that lovely colour in the background. Okay. And one more. Okay. There we go with that. I see that. Straighten that off a bit. And follow through with those. Let's have a look. Okay. I'm sticking with the black pen for a moment. What I want to do now, I'm going to come in, you know this little line we've done here? I'm going to come in and fill that in as well. Like that. taking my time. Yeah, try and do it in one swoop if you can. Sometimes it makes life a bit easier. So you don't have to sort of sketch it in then. And look there. See, I missed a bit, so I can always go back, look and fill it. Oh, Maureen, thank you for that. Yeah, because I missed that. I remember fruit salads. Yeah, blackjacks, wasn't it? They were the other ones. You used to send all your mouth and your teeth black. Yeah, I didn't like them much. Yes, I remember them. I remember those mice. Yeah. See, showing our age now, aren't we? I know. Gosh. Okay. So let's have a go at the next little bit now. I'm going to bring my pen back in. And what I'm going to do is put myself a little line, if you can, all the way around. Now, of course, do it in pencil if you prefer. But you've got lines to follow now, so should be okay. Try and take it up to the point. I can still faintly see my original pencil lines. So that might make it a bit easier knowing where to stop for those points. Okay. And into the next one. Flying saucers, Wendy. Oh, cream soda and licorice. Sherbet fountains. Hello, Alice. Thank you. We're just talking about sweets. Sherbet fountains and rhubarb and custards. Yeah, absolutely. Pear drops. Cola cubes. Oh. We know where Alice is heading on the way home tonight. Sherbet pips. I remember them. Used to be able to eat them in school without being noticed because they were so small. But they used to stick together because they were in paper bags. I remember them. Okay. Pineapple cubes, yeah. Oh, all sorts. I don't know they're born today, do they? You could get 2 sweets for a penny. I know, remember that. Okay. That's it, yeah. Let's bring some pencil in. I'm going to bring a bit of colour in as well, but I'm going to go with... I knew what you meant. Yeah, Jan, do you know, bubblegum was never my thing. And I don't know why. Maybe it was because I was always born to be a teacher and I knew teachers would always have problems. But I could never eat it myself. Oh, she makes a good cuppa. Okay. So the middle I'm going to leave. I'm going to colour that. But I think these sections here, they're already kind of coloured. And where I put that thick line, I'm going to add some more pencil. Like that. Okay. So I'm starting quite thick. I'm almost blending it myself. So I'm starting heavy and I'm just easing the pressure off. So already you can sort of see a little bit of it there. Let's do this one as well. A jamboree bag. Oh, I don't remember them, Sue. Sounds cool though. Sounds fun. Let's do a bit like that. Is that like a mixture of things? I don't know. Okay. See, so I'm coming around there as well. Like that. And that way. Okay, I'm going to come in with my torture. And gently kind of soften off that side. And that side, leaving a gap if I can. Because I want to make sure that I've got a little bit of a highlight in there, you see? So a lock. I see kind of thing. Oh yes, a lucky bag. Remember that. A dib dab. Remember those? Oh, dib dabs. Yeah. Do they still sell them? I don't know. It's all Haribo now, isn't it, to be honest? Tangfastic. The only things about Haribo I don't like is those milk bottles. I can't be doing with them. So I know if I go to the cinema and I have a bag of sweets, they all end up on the side by the on the arm of the chair. Well, no, I'm not having them. Yeah, wagon wheels, Sue. Wagon wheels, though. You know what? Oh, can you still get them, Wendy? Yeah, but wagon wheels, don't you think they're smaller these days? Although I must admit, I can't eat one anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's do this bit. That one, look, and that one. Now, Chris, I do love my Haribo. Cola bottles have got to be my favourite all time. And I love the little hearts with that bit of marshmallow kind of thing on the back. Or whatever it is. But I can't do the milk bottles. I can't. It's just, they're just something, they're wrong. Susan, you're wrong, no. Milk bottles, no. Do you know what, next time I have a bag, I'll have to save them. You know, like Dobby saves Blue Smarties for Donkey. Just like, no, I can't do them. Is that the tennis mix with the bottles in? Yeah. Yeah. I can remember, Leslie's on, isn't she? Leslie, remember that pack of Haribo we shared, and I gave you all those cherry ones? They're like a little set of cherries. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that bit. Yeah, you didn't think they were cherries though, did you? You were being rude. Ah, oh, dear me. Oh, good times. See, with Haribos, you can't give Leslie too many. Because yeah, it gives her a headache. She gets a bit wappy. So no, we don't do that. I have to ration it. All right, a little bit in here, look. A little bit there. Oh, Leslie, I bet you're laughing. I bet you're laughing. Sorry, it must hurt. It shouldn't make you laugh. Oh, all right, okay. A bit more pencil. Come on now, pay attention. Come on. Let's put some pencil around. Okay. So that's why I put my little kind of shape in there. I'm going to go all the way around. All the way. You see how putting the pencil on, it's really bringing that brightness of those inks out, isn't it? It makes a difference when you ink your tile. I don't know if you noticed, if you've had any of our recent cream tiles, you might notice that there's a slight change in the texture of them. So it means you get a little bit more kind of movement in your pencil work, and it takes ink a lot better as well. So I'm going around, look, I'm softening off all of that graphite. I'll work my way around. Sort of, see how easy it works. All along. Do you think we just thought they were bigger, all these chocolate bars and things, when we were little? Or do you honestly think that they've shrunk? Yeah, maybe. Oh, Joe, yeah, you got to give this one a go a little bit later. See how you get to work. I think because my although I've got curves, they are kind of straight. I think with your slight wave on your hands, this might look quite sort of like it's moving almost. That would look really good. I look forward to seeing yours. Okay, so let's bring a bit of colour in. I think we're going to start with the middle. And what am I going to use? Of course, it's got to be red. So I've got my light red here. And I'm going to come in with darker red, my Clarets. There we go. Of course, goes without saying, a little bit of Clementine. And then I'm going to come in with, let's have a look, citrus yellow. So I've got, you can see where these colours are going. And then I've got my white, of course. So let's see what we can do with this. So I'm coming in with a light red first. I'm going to choose a corner. Doesn't matter which. I'm going to go with this one. Now I don't need to actually put much on because it's already quite red anyway. And whilst I'm at it, I'm going to do all these little bubbles as well. There you are. It just gives that a little bit of interest there. So a similar sort of thing, but of course not as much pencil colour on there. Bring a bit of Clementine in. Let's work that in. and round and into that red. It's moving up a bit. And if I've got slightly bigger bubbles, I can add a little bit of that orange in. Okay. Citrus yellow, similar kind of thing. And so because I've actually got a lot of ink in the background, this is really almost just having a little bit of extra on there. It's not really causing me too much problems to blend. Getting a little bit of yellow in those. Don't need much. And then bring my white in. Ooh. Sometimes you do sharpen it a bit too much. There you go. Putting it in that curve at the top there. And then any little spare places you've got with those bubbles, add a little bit in there as well. Of course, we've not gone on with the darkest colour yet. I'll do that in a minute. Just like to get the main bit down first and then come in with the darker one. So you can feed it in. It's a little bit easier than trying to blend that with anything. There you go. And again, look, little bits in those larger pieces. Doesn't take much. A little bit of a curve in there. As we go. Okay. So I'm going to come in with my black. And just sort of around that bottom edge. Going to lightly kind of feather a little bit in. Don't usually use black on it, but you see ever such a light touch there. And then I want to focus on these bits. You see where we got those thicker lines. I'm going to add a little bit there. You see how lightly I'm kind of coming in there? Like so. A little bit round the edges there. And a little bit in there. So I'm not really trying to blend it in much. I'm being really careful about how much I put on. See, not much, just little bits, just to darken that bottom edge up. To make all the difference. Into there. Just follow it round. There you go, little bits. You can always come back and add more if you feel you need it, but just be aware that you've got to actually physically blend it. A Tortillon won't move that. Okay, oh thank you, Deborah. It's a nice one, isn't it? It's okay. Coming back in with my white. And you see in between the sections we've got that little highlight. I'm going to accentuate it a little bit. Now I would use my chalk pencil. But now I've got this to hand and I've been using them anyway, I might as well bring it in. See, look like a little zigzag almost. Little satin stitches. All down the middle. See how it's bringing that little bit of lightness? Oh, Joe, thank you. Next one. We're all going to have fun with this one. Sort of a little bit, look on that top edge. How it does, it looks good, doesn't it? It's got some dimension to it. And I'm really glad that I did that little spirally thing. I literally took my brush and instead of brushing around the edge, I actually literally put the ink in the middle, then the yellow, then the red, with separate brushes. And then seriously spritzed it with water. There we go. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Let's go in a little bit if it'll let me. Look at that. I think, you know, I can probably get away with a little bit of more darkness around there. So I'm going to come and bring my black back in and add in those little bits. That's better. You see the difference there? Because I've gone back in, I've not put a massive amount in. So it's almost just putting that little bit on the edge. A little bit more pressure. That makes a difference, doesn't it? Just goes to show, you know, you build it up as you go. Take your time with it, but sometimes it needs that little bit more pressure or application of a darker colour. It makes a massive difference. Look at that. Okay, you can tell where you've not done because it's a little bit faded. Look at that. Okay, so I think same here, look. I'm going to bring a bit in on each of those edges, you see? It's just work it out a bit. And again. Sort of work it in. And that one. Let's have a look at that. Look at that. Okay, do you know what? Round the edge, I'm not going to use the black. I'm going to come back in with my pencil and apply a little bit more. So it's almost like I'm going back and forth all the way around it, look. A couple of layers of pencil. Oh, Jackie. I know everybody's going to have a go at this. It's going to be amazing. You know, sometimes you just get one like that. Some of them are brilliant for practice. Some are brilliant to learn a new technique. And some are just brilliant to draw, aren't they? Okay. See? A little bit darker. And once more. But this time I'm not going to swirl it. I'm going to go back and forth. Just putting in that little bit of softness on the edge there, but keeping it dark in there. Okay. There was a time once that this would have probably taken us a good hour to draw anyway. We're a lot quicker these days. Or, you know, if it's not quick enough, I know Chris speeds them up a bit later. Okay, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there because I think that's probably enough. Apart from, where was it? I just noticed, see, this bit here, look. This would benefit from perhaps just another layer, see? There you go. Always looking for the darks and the lights. That's it. Okay, so let's put my signature on. And I know you're going to have some fun with this one, so post and let me see them a little bit later. And yeah, we'll go for that one. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Had a bit of fun with it. See, actually, do I have... Oh, does Kane sitting next to me have a white gel pen? He does. He's equipped with everything. Thank you very much. Just before we do, just put a little bit of white gel. See, just in that bottom there. We'll just go in a bit so you can see it. There you are. Okay, a little bit there. All right. So all done and sorted. Have fun with it, everybody. And if I don't see you on Friday, hopefully you're keeping up or you're having a go at the little tile for autumn mosaic. If not, Friday's a good one. We'll see you again for the next one. Have fun with this one and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.